Bacalale, I'd like to remind you that you've already been sworn in. Can you please introduce yourself to the jury?
My name is Lonnie Bacalale, and I'm 17 years old.
Are you still in school?
Yes. Right now, I'm currently living in Cashmere in Buffalo, but in the fall, I will be attending the University of Georgia. It's my order for law.
Was that Bobby Bacalale?
Yes, sir. It was.
Can you tell the jury a little bit about your relationship with Bobby?
Well, basically, I'm Bobby's adopted younger sister, and Bobby he really cared for me and our family. And he always did everything that he could to make sure that I was taken care of, like setting up my college fund and also paying for me to go to the Academy of Learning.
What did he do for a living?
Bobby was actually in the loan.
Did you approve of that?
Not at all. Only because I knew how dangerous it was.
Can you tell the jury how you knew of this danger?
Yes. Well, there was actually a family accident that had occurred. And basically, my dad had to borrow money from my Uncle Vito, who was also a loan shark. And my dad wasn't able to pay Uncle Vito back. And Uncle Vito accidentally shot my dad in the leg. And my dad died.
Now, when your brother was in the loan sharking business, did you ever feel that you were in any danger?
Me personally, no, not at all. But I just always really feared for Bobby.
Now, Ms. Bacalale, let me direct your attention to the night of the incident. Were you present when your brother was murdered on the night of January 26, 2013?
Yes, I was.
Where did the incident take place?
At the top of the Milton parking garage.
And where's that parking garage located?
In Milton County, Georgia, on the corner of Carly Avenue and Main Street.
Now, why were you and Bobby there?
Well, Bobby had been promising me that he would take me to see a Mini M16 concert. And so when the time came around and we got tickets, we were there.
Can you tell the jury what you two were wearing that night?
Yes. I had on a gray sweatshirt with blue jeans and a blue knit toboggan. And then Bobby had on his casual business pattern with his new Bruno Mars shoes and a burberry scarf.
So, when you two arrived at the parking garage, what did you do?
Well, Bobby let me drive that night, so I got my ticket from the parking garage attendant and I drove up to the ninth floor and back into the space in the middle of the parking garage.
Did you see the defendant enter the ninth floor?
Yes, I did.
How did you know that it was the defendant?
Well, when we got to the parking garage, that's actually when I found out that Bobby had a meeting to take care of before we were going to go to the concert. And so when we drove up to the top and Bobby got out of the car, I assumed that was the defendant that he was going to go meet.
Were you able to see what the defendant was wearing?
Yes. The defendant had on a dark, thick coat with dark jeans, and it had a hooded pullover.
Was there anyone else that you could see on the top floor of the parking garage?
No, not at all. And it was actually kind of weird because I know that Bobby normally brings one of his bodyguards, Lindsay and Sean, but that night there was no one else up there. It was me, Bobby, and the defendant.
Now, when Bobby got out of the car to meet with the defendant, what happened?
I wasn't really paying much attention to what was going on. I was just listening to music and I had the windows rolled up. But it wasn't until I heard this loud bang, and I promise you it sounded like a gunshot. And that's when I rolled down the window to see what was going on.
And what did you see?
That's when I saw the defendant and Bobby, and they were wrestling with each other. And Bobby's scarf went flying, and then I noticed that his shoes couldn't get a grip on the ground. And he was being pushed backwards, and that's when the defendant used all their momentum to push Bobby right over the wall of the parking garage.
Ms. Bacalale, is the person that pushed your brother over the wall of the Miltonville parking garage present in court today?
Yes, they are.
Can you point this person out for the jury?
They're sitting at the end of the defense table.
Can you describe what she's wearing?
She has on a pink shirt and dark pants.
Now, after you witnessed the defendant push your brother over the wall of the parking garage, what happened?
The defendant ran past the car over towards the side of the stairs.
Did you get out of the car after this to look for your brother?
I mean, honestly, I don't remember getting out of the car that night, But apparently my fingerprints were found on the railings at the top of the parking garage wall, so I guess I did get out of the car that night.
Why do you think you would have gotten out of the car?
Just to make sure that Bobby was okay and that maybe he landed in the bushes and not on the concrete.
Now, after the defendant ran past your car, what did you do?
I slammed on the gas pedal and I drove all the way down to the parking garage to go find Bobby.
Were you able to find him?
Yes, I was. And he was just a broken, bloody, twisted mess. I mean, there was blood all over his pants and his neck was all twisted up. And he just didn't look like my brother anymore.
Ms. Bacalari, do you need a moment?
No, I'm fine.
All right, then we'll continue. But if at any time you need me to stop, let me know. Your Honor, at this time I'm approaching the opposing counsel with what has been previously marked as Exhibit 2. May I approach the witness?
You may.
Ms. Bacalari, I'm handing you what has been previously marked as Exhibit 2. Do you recognize that document?
Yes, I do.
What do you recognize that document as?
It's the top of the Miltonville parking garage.
And does that document fairly and accurately represent the layout of the top floor of the Miltonville parking garage where you were present on the night of January 26th?
Yes, it does.
Your Honor, at this time I would like to tender in what has been previously marked as Exhibit 2. Its accuracy and authenticity have been stipulated.
Any objection?
No objection.
Then it's admitted.
Your Honor, at this time I also ask that the witness be able to step down for demonstrative purposes.
That's fine.
Permission to accompany you.
That's fine.
Now, Ms. Bacalari, we're going back to the beginning of the incident. Can you show the jury where you parked that night?
I backed into a space right along there in the middle of the parking garage.
Where did you see the defendant come from?
The north stairs.
And after your brother got out of the car, where did he go?
The another stairs.
Were you able to see your brother and the defendant from where you were parked?
Yes, I was.
And after your brother was pushed, where did you see the defendant run?
The defendant ran all the way over here around to the south stairs.
Thank you. You may be seated. Now, after you found your brother on the ground, what happened next?
Well, eventually the police and the ambulance showed up and they put Bobby on the gurney and took him away.
Did you talk to any police officer that night?
Yes, I talked to Lieutenant Walter Kay that night.
What did you tell Lieutenant Walton Kane?
I basically just told him everything that I saw that night, and I told him that I saw the defendant push my brother over the wall of the parking garage.
Thank you, Ms. Bacalari. No further questions, Your Honor.
Examination?
Cross-examination, Your Honor.
Yes.
If the witness needs a moment before I start.
You all right? It's not the
I'm fine. Thank
You
you.
may proceed.
Ms. Bacalari, this was a very emotional night for you, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
And today is very emotional for you, going back through it all. I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to go through this one more time. To make it easier on you, I'll ask you some simple questions. Questions that can simply be answered with yes or no.
Yes.
Now, on that question, your brother told you that he was expecting something, right?
Yes, he told me that when we got to the parking garage that he had a movie to take care of that night.
So, sure enough, you see someone at the orange door.
Yes.
And on the record, you said that you assumed he was standing by.
Yes, I did, because my older brother Bob, he told me that he had a meeting to take care of. When we got there and he got out of the car, yes, I did assume that that was the defendant, the person who came to me.
You yourself have never conducted business with someone like that.
No, I haven't.
And this was your first time on a work call with your brother.
Yes, it was. I wasn't really allowed to go to the business.
Now, this person was halfway across the parking deck from where you parked,
Yes, it was.
and it was pretty dark up there, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Your brother left the car to go meet this person, correct?
Yes, it did.
The farther your brother walked, the harder it became for you to see him.
Yes, at first it was a little hard to see Bobby, but once I heard the gunshot and I rolled down the window, I could see everything that was going on.
Oh, well, let's back up a little bit. But in fact, he disappeared into the darkness, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
And before your brother left, he told you a few things.
Yes, Bobby told me basically to just stay in the car and I would turn on the music and I had to wait for them.
He also told you not to look outside the window.
Yes,
And so you're a good sister. You wanted to be a good sister, so you did exactly as he told you for a couple of minutes.
yes, so like I said, it was until I heard the loud gunshot and that's when I had to see what was going on, so I rolled down the window and I looked at Son.
As you said on the record, you weren't paying much attention to what was going on.
No, I wasn't. I was just sitting there listening to it.
For a couple of minutes, you did not look outside.
Yes,
And then, as you said, you heard the bang.
yes,
And when you looked outside, it was difficult to make out the details because of how dark it was.
yes,
It was even hard to tell what they were fighting about.
yes, it was.
Someone ran right past your car.
Yes, they did. They ran right in front of my car.
And at that moment, you weren't looking out the window. were you?
Not really. I was stepped down because I thought this was a defendant and they came running. I thought that they were going to come after me. So I did step down, but I was up enough to see that they did run right past my car.
And you said, just to be clear, you ducked down flat.
Yes,
See, right?
I did.
Now, your dog was with you.
Yes, my little dog, Jack, he came with the friend.
And you've known your dog Rags for as long as you've lived with your brother.
Yes, I have.
And this dog Rags would bark up a storm whenever someone got near the car.
Yes, Rags was the best protection guard dog that we've probably ever seen in his area. He always did everything he could to protect Bobby when he went on his knee.
But your dog Rags did not bark this time.
No, my dog Rags is, well, he was really old, and that night in particular, he was curled up under a blanket in the back.
Now, this whole incident left you pretty stunned.
Yes, it did. And I basically saw my older brother get pushed over the wall of the parking garage. And now he's not here with me anymore. So, yeah, it was really fun.
At first, you told Lieutenant Kane that you saw the entire thing clear as day.
Yes, it did.
But then, when confronted with the fingerprints that were found at the North Railing, your fingerprints, right?
Yes, they were.
You realized that the memory of the event is foggy.
I told Lieutenant Walton King that after my brother had got pushed, that's when everything got a little fuzzy.
I understand that. That's a yes to my question?
Yes.
Right. Thank you, Your Honor. Nothing further at this time.
You be correct?
Yes, Your Honor. Ms. Baccalaureate, opposing counsel mentioned your dog during his cross-examination. Can you tell the jury how old your dog is?
Rax was 17 years old.
How was his hearing at that age?
Rax was deaf.
Now, opposing counsel also mentioned you ducking down during the night of the incident. Before you ducked down, were you able to identify who was running past your car?
Yes, I could clearly see that it was the defendant coming towards our car.
Thank you. No further questions, Your Honor.